Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm OP, and in today's episode we'll be going over some of the best highlights from the matchup between Nongshim Redforce and DRX during week 1 of the LCK.
Not a great start, Satab
Without further ado,
really making his name known here in this mid lane already. Call Me is no slouch, by the way. I know you may not have necessarily heard his name too many times, or maybe you have, but he's really good. He's really, really good. Especially like his solo queue record over the last few months has been phenomenal. But Satab, he's really, really good. And currently, just doing some Orianna things. I just can't stop. Emperor's Divide going to throw Satab under the turret. He's going to get the flash with the shockwave. The knockup comes in, and that's first blood. Was that planned?
Gotta imagine it was.
Means the Void Mites are going to be out. The extra damage to these turrets is going to be brutal. And especially when Rascal is on this I want to sit in a side lane for my entire life champions, could really become a problem, even if he does build full tank.
And what I want to highlight as well is that here in this jungle 2v2 where I think...
Oh, bubble coming down. That bait was gorgeous. Peter gonna have to flash as well. No flashes remaining as there's a flash forward from Sylvie. Does get a counter-strike onto Teddy. Immediately he cleanses. Decent movement speed buff. There is the bubble. Does manage to stop him, but it's not enough. And there is the first kill for Nongshim.
And that is the second dragon. And that kind of means that I think if DRX are able to deny this dragon, Nongshim, their way back into the game has become incredibly hard. Now it becomes about whether they can keep...
That is going to be 50% health on both bot lane members of Nongshim. Sponges coming on over to give them as much space on this turret as possible. 3 plates going down thanks to the Void Bubs. Look at him go. Absolutely adorable. Little Void potatoes. And that is going to be a heroic charge. Nice bubble to layer that CC. Tidal wave. And Sylvie just couldn't do anything. He was...
Peter.
Peter's put in a bubble. Double tapped by Teddy here. And that's a shockwave. Satab's down here on the bottom side. Barrier comes out and keeps...
If they can get this turret, would be big. Might go down still. Teddy?
Yeah, just actually avoids the Emperor's Divide. Call Me not quite finding his R button too many times this game.
Satab.
The turret has now been removed. Teddy just trying to escape from this one. Command Protect will make sure that he's going to stay alive. Call Me does reconstruct the turret, but Satab just says, nah, you're dead, buddy. And then Call Me just a sitting duck, or a sitting pigeon, as it were. Steadfast Presence, and Dundun's dead.
You know what happened to Dundun?
Version of that. Oh my goodness, Teddy can interrupt us as Jiwoo's almost just dead. Call Me finds the Emperor's Divide, though he's swept up and destroyed. Pleta has to flash away. Rascal staying in amongst it, but not quite able to do enough here. And DRX charge was decent. Not enough, but here comes Rascal. Does manage to find the stun onto Jiwoo here, and that is a circle of death he's created. Jiwoo's gonna get destroyed. Sponge goes down. Rascal, will he be able to keep them at bay? Is Dundun's trying to be the hero? Finds the Nara into the wall. Oh! 1 versus 3. Manages to get a kill, and Teddy has to run for the hills. Nongshim finding the team fight. And I love this. DRX with the potential of 4 Cloud Drakes. That is absurd. As the Baron has been started, full information here to DRX as they do get the Scryer down, but this is dying so quickly.
That's gone!
Azir and the Aphelios, that is so much damage. Dundun just going to try and keep them at bay, and the Baron is taken. Nongshim, what a play. Dundun going to be sacrificed, but a worthy sacrifice indeed. Because everybody else with a purple buff. Rascal moving towards the build. So he's looking pretty scary. Next fight should be for the Baron. It's in goes Call Me. There's the Flash Emperor's Divide. Only onto 2 though, as he does use his Zhonya's. Teddy gonna get taken out first though, and now the blender has started. Jiwoo's guns aren't optimal, but they seem good enough for this one. Double bubble, gorgeous from Pleta. Might buy them a little bit of space. The flash out from Sponge. He is poppy, he is pretty quick. I don't think he's gonna be able to escape from this one. Another bubble, heroic charge, and maybe he'll be... No, never mind, he's dead. Jiwoo going to be able to secure that one, and another Baron on a silver platter for Nongshim.
And all they had to give up was Call Me. Last time it was Dundun sacrificing himself. This time it's Call Me, and you gotta know when you go for that play, you are not getting out. Zhonya's or not, but Nongshim make the call, they see the angle, and that's going to be another Baron. As Rascal definitely is going to get out of here.
I love the angle.
A Hail Mary play, a big ultimate from him could still salvage this game. Sylvie.
Yeah, Bubble does come in. He just gets thrown into the bouncy castle. Knock up there onto Jiwoo. He's in the front line. Rascal, not quite enough damage available, though, to try and stop him. And the ulti comes through from the Melio to keep Jiwoo alive. DRX just unable to crack Nongshim, even though they kill the jungler.
Really big window. Self there, Call Me.
Yeah, the flash does come through to avoid the Emperor's Divide. Shockwave comes in, and now Teddy, he's going to be tanking up the Sun Disc. Another bubble from Pleta is really nice. Just buying some time, I guess, is Call Me, as Sponge does pick it up. And that is going to be in trade for an inhibitor to try and soften them up, as Pleta in the back of the pit is taking so much damage. Now Sylvie was over the wall looking for a steal. It's going to be the secure by Sponge. And now Teddy just flashing on over, wanting to find Sylvie here, but I don't know whether it's really worth it, as Dundun going to be able to grab an inhibitor. They are playing the late game map really beautifully on the Nongshim side. And there's another Counter-Strike. Teddy with the... Oh, he survives, and Jiwoo dives forward. Teddy still trying to sling the light around, and it's 80 carry for 80 carry. They lose their Oriana as well, though, and Dundun, he's like, well, I started, I may as well keep going. Sylvie also still alive, as Rascal just doesn't do damage, unfortunately. That cooldown is back up again. Emperor's Divide going to be big, as into the backline goes Sylvie. Steadfast Presence going to deny it, though, and Teddy says goodnight to the Jax. Emperor's Divide onto just one as Sponge goes in, and the Moonlight Vigil to follow up. Teddy just getting eviscerated here by the massive Aphelios. Poppy gonna fall down first, but now they're limping away from this fight, and Jiwoo, he's looking like he's hit critical mass, Chronicler. It's looking so difficult to deal with.
Oh my god, he's so ooh there. But Baron is going to be taken here by Nongshim.
And Rascal, he doesn't have Smite, but he does see the Baron go down.
That's big.
Yeah, that's huge. Dundun.
A Cloud Soul Atlas.
No, actually, I do think that's the most important thing.
Well, they're getting it anyways.
Yeah.
Sponge?
Dundun, he's running around the map. Another culling to come in here, as Dundun going to be sacrificed for the good of the colony once again. And it's feeling neck and neck at the moment. 4,000 gold is the lead here for Nongshim. They do have a bit more control. But I feel like this could go any way, because now it's just up to one team fight. Could be an Elder. Sponge getting torn apart. There's a flash Emperor's Divide. Jiwoo grabs the kill on the Poppy. It was Rascal who got swept up, so he's not going to die just yet. But it may be an inevitability that DRX can have to get
he's running!
Never mind, he's running. He's Udyr. He's just going to escape, I guess. He gets knocked up. Jiwoo just runs towards them. Pleta just gets flanked by Dundun. Okay, good night, Satab. He's going to be taken down, as Teddy's culling finds not a whole lot more than air. And Jiwoo is so incredibly scary. The flashes forward as Sylvie dives on top of the Udyr, and he does eventually die. One Nexus turret to be taken down, and then Nongshim will take game number 1 here in the spring season start of 2014. 2014? 2024. Where am I? Who am I? Only dash is basically her kit, outside of pressing Q and W. So definitely works out there in theory, but it can be very execution heavy on whether or not you're able to really dominate and get Counter-Strike. Going to be in trade for the good old Awakening Dundun was utilizing, running forward. Some Void Bubs to go over to Sylvie. So a bit of a trade when it comes to where the Bubs were at. It was DRX that had a bit of a monopoly on them last time around. Now Dundun turning up, going to help take down a few of those himself. No worries there at all. So Dragon for the Grubs. Going to be
just built tank outside of that. Don't go in on Xin. We've learned this lesson.
Indeed. Well, Sponge is going to go in on Xin. And Rascal's going to join him there as well. Dundun in a little bit of trouble here as the Udyr is going down low. That is going to be the first kill, but it's traded immediately. Sylvie goes down as well. 2 for Rascal as Teddy turns up, but he's got a few extra enemies there than he would like. Seismic Shove doesn't find him. Teddy will be able to walk his way out. Grub's going to go over to DRX, and that is going to be 3 apiece.
Doubt the man. Big window for DRX when it comes to denying the avoid stacks, but Nongshim is able to pick up.
He's still pretty happy to go aggressive 1 versus 2 as Nongshim, they're going to park the Rift Herald in the outer turret. Tidal Wave to fly forward. Formie going to get knocked up once again as they're continuing this, but it was the Blast Cone that did so. And Jiwoo throwing out the Moonlight Vigil. There's another bubble as Sylvie has to flash. The culling now going to sort of not find too much, but that shove was beautiful. Call Me Finding some value there is now Dundun running forward menacingly. He gets backflipped on, but Zaytab ain't going aggressive on that one.
And a little bit when it comes to the confidence. In the previous game, they were so happy, Sponge in particular, I think, having a standout performance. But right now, this composition is, I think, pretty rough to play as... Oh,
now the cease and desist, and that is going to guarantee the seismic shove. Sylvie will take a couple of turret shots as... Alright. Pletter completed here from Teddy, doing a fair bit of damage to Jiwoo, who's answering very nicely as well. Weave as well to come forward. And Teddy's walking on rocks. Can't do that. Can't relentlessly pursue away as cease and desist is going to say no to the blast cone. Double kill for Jiwoo. He might be getting back-to-back.
In from Zaytab. Health bars are somewhat low, but only on Call Me. I don't think that's enough.
Some serious heroism going to need to happen here, but you can see Rascal just getting thrown around like a ragdoll. Zaytab diving in.
Not enough damage.
Yeah, not going to be able to find too much here. Dundun just says, get out of here. And they are going to have to agree. The Baron goes down, and Dundun ain't done. He's just charging on top of Pletter.
And I think the combination of putting a lot of pressure on Sponge, on the Xin Zhao to get anything going, because the rest of the team doesn't have that much agency, and relying on Teddy to beat this big mid-game carry doesn't seem to be working. As Dundun is just... It doesn't feel that way.
No.
The reality that we're looking at is Calmy takes a lot of damage there.
Yeah, we'll get culled a little bit. Doing too much as Dundun is in the enemy base. And the turret is just dead. Zaytab knows his target. He looks for Colmy, doesn't find the Shuriken though, as Rascal can't get into that backline, especially not with his Kali out of the fight. Cease and desist comes in. Tidal Wave trying to stop this battle as Sponge gonna get thrown back and destroyed. Dundun just in that front line, making sure that no one can do anything, and the Moonlight Vigil goes wide. That will mean that DRX can make it out without losing too much more, but their inhibitor not gonna be so lucky. They're going to continue pushing. Not sure about that, Nongshim. It's 26 minutes into this game. But it looks like they do want to grab themselves a Nexus turret. Seismic shove going to go wide. Jax looking for a little bit of a flank angle. Doesn't quite find it, though, and Rascal's going to be taken down. Dundun walking forward.
True, Dundun.
That's what he's doing. And yeah, 2 Nexus turrets to be tanked at the same time. Not really a thing.
Nicely. And Teddy actually invested his flash there as... Oh, Sponge.
Yeah, Sponge, I think, might be in a little bit of trouble here as he tries to go aggressive onto Colmy. He avoids a fair bit of damage there, but he gets the good old deft thumbs up as he goes down. Colmy not going to be
there as well from Colmy was the crit bloom, which if you are able to get a kill, or rather attribute to a kill, you're still alive, and someone dies within 3 seconds of you damaging them, you get a really big AoE heal. As game might be over, Atlas.
Yeah, that's a seismic shove. Teddy is just going to get punched, and that is going to be the end of the Lucian. Dundun is running, he's walking, he's sprinting, he's doing all of the movement things, and it is terrifying for DRX as they are losing Nexus turrets left and right. The right one going down just now. Sponge fresh out of the death chamber and straight back in, and the Nexus is exposed. Nongshim with a 2-0 start to 2024. It cannot get much better than that for this squad. Looking brilliant straight out of the gate.
These were some of the best highlights from the LCK 2024 Spring Split matchup between Nongshim Redforce and DRX. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.